10 luckiest people caught on camera. If you don't believe in the existence of good and bad luck, well, rethink your concepts because what you're about to see will blow your mind. The phenomenon of luck is pretty much well existent, and we all know that sometimes such absurd and bizarre things happen to us that leaves us perplexed on how we even go through it. Well, sometimes it can surely be a coincidence, but other times we know it's our luck. So keep watching this video to find out the good luck of these people caught on camera. But wait, make sure you hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up because you'll love what's coming up. Number 1. Guy caught by lightning. Every father wants to have his daughter's wedding day be perfect and special, and that's pretty much what this father expected from the wedding, until something unusual by nature decided to happen. While the ceremony was being performed by the bride and groom, the guests in this wedding were busy cheering and taking pictures. Apparently, one of the guests in this wedding ended up catching something unexpected on his camera. The father of the bride standing near the stage area was hit by lightning, and it's clearly seen on camera that his suit is probably what attracted the lightning bolt to fall down onto him. Surprisingly, he and his family, including the bride and groom, were all fine. And there was a moment where everyone got worried, but later broke into giggles because of the father's good luck. At least they had a wedding not only them, but the entire internet would remember. Now that's one hell of a party. Number 2. Lucky parachute guy. We're pretty sure you saw this video somewhere on the internet, but in case you didn't, here's a guy setting his parachute on fire whilst being in midair. Apparently he had a gun with him up in the air, so we're not sure if he was trying to pull a stunt where he deliberately ended up putting his parachute on fire, or if he was trying to do something else and got it all wrong. Either way, this guy looked like a professional, and luckily after getting rid of his parachute that was burning midair, he was able to open his substitute parachute, which helped him reach the ground safely. The surprising part about this video is that the guy looked pretty calm throughout the mishap. I mean, if it was me, I would have died of panic before reaching and hitting the ground. So call it skills or luck, he did survive something most of us would have died of. Number 3. Escape lady. Escaping death or serious injuries is something most of us have seen in a bizarre video where we can't believe our eyes. This video is one of them, where a CCTV camera catches a woman escape a tree that was about to fall on her head. While the woman was having a nice day laying by the poolside, a tree big enough to crush a person decided to fall on her. The good part here is that the woman had fast reflexes, and therefore she was able to react almost instantly. She rapidly got out of her chair and ran in the other direction to save herself from heavy injuries or even death. Sometimes you simply can't predict what could happen next, so it's always good to be in a state of self-awareness, or how Ross would call it, unagi. Would you be able to react as fast as she did? Number 4. Luckiest driver. Next up, we have someone who probably had all his luck within that day, because while watching this video, all you can think every second is that he'll hit any moment now, but surprisingly none of that happens. We're not sure what happened to the driver or the car while on the go to have such a large slip of steering, because we can clearly see the car twisting and changing lanes like it owns the road. The driver could have hit the car in the next lane or the pole after his car made a twist, but surprisingly enough he dodged every other car and even the pole and trees. So it wasn't only this driver's lucky day, but also the cars around him on that road. We still can't bring ourselves to believe how he survived it that day, but we're glad no one was harmed. The good thing is that he got to see and witness what his luckiest day might be. Number 5. Concrete man. As people on the go, we usually see workers and labour near construction sites working in tough and hard conditions. Sometimes those men are hanging from walls trying to paint, sometimes they're up on high ladders. There is no doubt in the fact that there might be some mishaps here and there during constructions. A similar thing happened with this man who was comfortably working on the roof of an under construction house when suddenly the concrete wall decided to collapse. The man was surprisingly near a pillar, which gave him a couple seconds to jump off to a safe site. If God forbid he was somewhere in between, he would have been crushed under the fallen wall. Even though in the video the scenario looks somehow funny, it still tells us how dangerous it can be for some workers to work at construction sites. Don't you think we need more precautions to ensure their safety? Number 6. Lucky divers. Often going to places that are near nature can be very risky, because most of the times the roads aren't developed or the place isn't known to many humans, so there isn't much safety and other issues. But what could possibly go wrong when you go cliff diving in a lake? Well, it turns out that these friends had good luck while they were out enjoying. In the video you can see that after one of these guys jumps in the water, some debris or a piece of rock falls into the lake right behind him. Luckily, the guy who jumped earlier swam away and didn't get any injuries, and the guys on top of the hill were also safe and sound, so there was no harm. But imagine if the timings were a little here and there. I can only say that something bad might have happened because that piece of rock was massive enough to crush someone's head. Make sure you check the location wisely next time you're out with friends on a fun summer trip. Things can backfire, you know. Number 7. Crocodile attack survivors. This video is our worst nightmare come true. It can clearly be seen that a family is simply enjoying their time in the pool when suddenly something extremely unexpected happens. A hungry crocodile approaches them and jumps into the pool, attacking the woman and man inside. The man is fast with his reactions and quickly jumps out of the way of that crocodile and makes his way out of the pool while the woman keeps panicking. This CCTV footage clearly shows how the crocodile is determined to feed on these two people. Another man instantly tries to distract the animal to help the girl out. Gladly, no one in this entire scenario gets hurt, and even though we're not sure what happened to the crocodile afterwards, whether it ran away or got caught and was transferred somewhere into the wild, what we do know is that this family might not be able to swim peacefully again. But either way, they were all lucky enough to get away from a deadly crocodile attack. What would you have done if you were in that pool? Number 8. Iceberg explorers. Sure, it can be fun to be on a huge boat in the middle of the ocean and just relax, but these explorers had something else in mind. Sometimes we can't predict the depth of an iceberg and we might end up mistaking a big one to be a smaller regular one, which can be fatal. Apparently, these explorers decided to get off their boat and climb an iceberg right in the middle of the ocean. Just when they were about to go up, the iceberg flipped from their weight since it wasn't a very big one and toppled over them in the freezing water. Since one of the explorers was already on the edge of the iceberg, he was able to dodge the heavily falling ice, while the other one seemed to be attacked by it. Luckily, neither of them were seriously injured and were rescued instantly by their mates who were right there on the boat. If you're thinking that being an adventurer is easy, well, here's a glimpse of their lives. Number 9. Lucky couple. Trips to the beach with sea activities can always be fun, right? Well, sometimes it gets out of hand, and that's pretty much why you hear stories of people drowning. This couple was having fun while paragliding together and filming it all with a selfie stick, when suddenly something unexpected happened. By the looks of them, they did surely get a shock, but neither of them panicked when the mishap took place. Their cable broke down and they fell into the water. But as you can see in the video, the couple was lucky enough that their landing in the water was slow and gradual, and they were both wearing life jackets, so there wasn't any problem when the cable mishap happened. Both of them were safe and neither had any injuries or major issues. The selfie stick and mobile must have gotten water in it, but that's not a big deal, right? I hope the people paid them back for their ride because it broke down and it wasn't the couple's fault. Number 10. Lucky skier. And here's our last pick of the day. Just like we saw in the previous one, the excursions can sometimes be really dangerous and fatal, and especially sports like skiing are the worst because you can literally get hit by an avalanche. Apparently, this skier was having fun skiing in the freezing ice when suddenly he realized that he was headed in the wrong direction. His speed was apparently too much that he must have not been able to stop himself and therefore ended up falling from a huge cliff. Luckily, nothing happened to the guy and he instantly got up and picked his camera up as well as he fell into the soft ice, even if it was from a hefty height. We're not sure if he had any injuries or not, but by the way he confidently lifted up his phone, we're positive that he was fine. I hope everyone remained safe while trying out these crazy stunts. Alright guys, I hope you liked this video. Let us know in the comments below about your luckiest moment and the details of it. Make sure you like, subscribe and share this video with your lucky friends and family.